Hello friends, welcome to the lecture on stream gauging. What is stream gauging? Stream gauging is a technique used to measure the discharge or the volume of water moving through a channel per unit time of a stream. I will repeat the sentence. Stream gauging is a technique used to measure the discharge or the volume of water moving through a channel per unit time of a stream. The height of water in the stream channel, known as stage or gauge height, can be used to determine the discharge in a stream. Stream flow, representing the runoff phase of the hydrological cycle, is the most important basic data for hydrologic studies. Stream flow is the only part of hydrological cycle that can be measured accurately. Runoff from a catchment can be determined by measuring the discharge of the stream draining it. Now, what is the necessity of this discharge measurement or stream gauging? By measuring the discharge in river, the irrigation water can be distributed uniformly. By measuring flow in river, flood warnings can be issued. By measuring flow in canal, quantity of losses can be known. The quantity of water flowing in the river helps for future research. Now the site selection criteria for stream gauging. The bed and banks of the stream should be firm and stable so as to ensure the consistency of data of area and discharge relationships. Area and discharge relationship should not alter with respect to the bed, and therefore the bed and banks of the stream should be firm. Then the bed and banks should be free from any vegetal growth, boulders, or other obstructions like bridge, piers, etc. There should be no longer overflow section at flood stage. To ensure good consistency between stage and discharge, there should be a good control section far downstream of the gauging site. The section should be straight and uniform for a length of about 10 to 20 times the width of the stream. The stream gauging station should be easily accessible. Now, which are the methods for measurement of this stream gauging? There are conventional methods which involves further direct and indirect techniques, and there are some advanced techniques for the measurement of stream gauging. Which are the direct methods? These include velocity area method using current meter, velocity area methods by using floats. By dilution methods, we can measure the velocity and discharge. Indirect method includes slope area method, then stage discharge relationships and measurements by hydraulic structures. And advanced techniques include moving boat method, ultrasonic method, and electromagnetic method. Continuous measurement of a stream discharge is quite difficult. As a rule, direct measurement of discharge is a very time consuming and costly procedure. Hence, a two-step procedure is followed. First, the discharge in a given stream is related to the elevation of the water surface, that is stage, through a series of careful measurements. In the next step, the stage of the stream is observed routinely in a relatively inexpensive manner, and the discharge is estimated by using the previously determined stage discharge relationships. The observation of the stage is easy, inexpensive, and if desired, continuous readings can be obtained. This method of discharge determination of streams is adopted universally. Now, how to measure the stage? There are some manual methods and which includes this staff gauge. The stage of a river is defined as its water surface elevation measured above a datum. This datum can be the mean sea level (MSL) or any arbitrary datum connected independently to the MSL. So with the help of manual gauges which include a staff gauge, you can find out the stage for a section. There is a vertical staff gauge. Also, there are sectional staff gauge. With the help of this staff gauge, you can find out the elevation measured above a datum and thereby the stage. The simplest of stage measurements are made by noting the elevation of the water surface in contact with a fixed graduated staff. The staff is made of a durable material with a low coefficient of expansion with respect to both temperature and moisture. It is fixed rigidly to a structure such as an abutment, pier, wall, etc. Then second is the wire gauge. It is a gauge used to measure the water surface elevation from above the surface such as a bridge or similar structure. In this, a weight is lowered by a reel to touch the water surface. A mechanical counter measures the rotation of the wheel, which is proportional to the length of the wire paid out. The operating range of this kind of gauge is about 25 meter. So these gauges are used to find out the stage. Then to find out the stage, there are some automatic stage recorders, which includes float gauge recorder as shown in the figure. As you can see, the float is capable to move with respect to variation of the water level, and thereby by means of some mechanical arrangement, recorder records the movement of this particular float. In this, a float operating in steering well is balanced by means of a counterweight over the pulley of a recorder. Displacement of the float due to the rising or lowering of the water surface elevation causes an angular displacement of the pulley and hence of the input shaft of the recorder. Then next is bubble gauge. Just look at the figure. As you can see, there is an instrument room, a gas circuit, there is a pressure point at the lower portion, then there is a reference level. With the help of pressure and depth relationship of water, you can estimate the stage over here. In this gauge, compressed air or gas is made to bleed out at a very small rate through an outlet placed at the bottom of the river. A pressure gauge measures the gas pressure, which in turn is equal to the water column above the outlet. A small change in the water surface elevation is felt as a change in pressure from the present value at the pressure gauge, and this in turn is adjusted by servo mechanism to bring the gas to bleed at the original rate under the new head. The pressure gauge reads the new water depth, which is transmitted to the recorder. Then for measurement of velocity, there are certain current meters which have been shown in the figures, like vertical axis current meter, cup type current meter, propeller type current meter, horizontal axis type current meter. These current meters are having fins, propellers, sounding weights attached to them. With the help of this assembly propellers, when these current meters are inserted into a flowing stream, They measure the velocity as a function of rotation of the propeller, and which in turn is recorded by means of calibrating these instruments. Then by using floats, one can measure the velocity. A floating object on the surface of a stream, when timed, can yield the surface velocity by the relation v suffix s is equal to s upon t, where s is the distance traveled in time. It is a simplest type of method. Now, for actual stream gauging, we need velocity as well as area, because velocity and area can yield the discharge. We individually have seen the measurement of depth as a stage, and we have seen the measurement of velocity by using current meters, floats, etc. Now for stream gauging, this is the first technique, that is velocity area method. Discharge is the product of cross-sectional area and velocity of water. Therefore, capital Q is equal to V into A, where Q is discharge in meter cube per second, V is velocity in meter per second, and A is cross-section of flow in meter square. Velocity of flow at a cross-section varies. It is not enough to measure the velocity at a single point. Based on accuracy required, width of the stream is divided into number of vertical portions. In each portion, velocity is measured at one or more points along the depth to get a representative velocity. So here, like this, a section is taken into consideration of a particular river or a stream bed. As you can see here, a stream bed, it is shown by red colored line, and for calculation of areas and velocities, this particular bed is divided into number of horizontal sections as L1, L2, L3 and so on, of which the depths are determined by means of various instruments, as already we have discussed. The depths are determined over here, and by using the various techniques, velocity at different depths are measured for these particular sections. The area of the individual portion can be easily calculated if the bed profile and stage are known. The velocity may be measured by a conventional method or by any advanced procedure. If you get the area, if you get the velocity, naturally you can find out the discharge, and that is what the aim of this particular stream gauging is. So I hope you have understood the concept of stream gauging and the first method to find out the discharge. I request all of you to go through these standard references to learn more things. If you are having any doubt, you can ask me on my email address as dnpaitankar@sanjeevani.org.in. Thank you for listening. Happy learning.